What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. So this is round 10. We've done it. You guys made it. If you're in the group right now, congratulations.
You're locked.
You're locked in.
Yeah.
We are officially closing the group Monday. So this is your last chance. You had all the warnings. If you're not in the group, we're putting that lock on the group on Monday. 131 in group. So
Hey, that's solid.
Yep.
Very solid.
So you guys been telling your friends. We appreciate it. And now we are ready to do a couple things. First off, I want to mention real quick, if you haven't seen us before, this is a Dirt Tricks Arm Fantasy Group for 2025. This is my cohort, Zach Martinez, entrepreneur, CEO, FCO. Xanton, we're calling him the Stark Future, the future of Stark.
Oh, man, we just got done riding that bike. That was such a sick bike.
I'll put it in a clip real quick. That's all you need to see. You don't need to see anything else, okay?
So incredible.
That's it. And also, we are going to be unveiling the 2024 KX450 build, which was just stellar, too. So,
Dude, thing is
if you guys are
awesome.
subscribed to us on right here on the YouTube channel, make sure that you keep your eye out for that because that'll be well worth the watch.
Yeah, for sure.
And
And on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, if you guys haven't joined yet, like I was about to say, join on rmfantasysx.com. This is your last chance. We close it Monday. And
Yep.
You guys are done after that. You're cooked.
Yeah.
And
So that's really good odds for the 131
Yep.
that have been in here. Congratulations. You guys have made it. You guys are going to get all these awesome prizes at the end of the season. We're still going to sprinkle in a little bit of stuff like we already have
Yep.
with giveaways of swag and
well,
sprockets.
we got a winner, right?
And we've got a big-time winner.
Yep.
Big-time winner.
We'll cover that in a
Holy
second.
kid, yeah.
But, yeah, so if you guys want to join, this is your last chance. DIRTTRICK. Dirt Tricks right here. One word. No spaces, okay? All you do is you put that down and search for groups, and then it's join for free. But like I said, after Monday, sorry, it is locked out. So moving into the group, we got Play With Fire. He came in the last round, Indy, like kind of out of nowhere. We're like, okay,
Yeah.
in first place, 210 in the entire Rocky Mountain.
Dude, the guy has a chance to bring home one of the brand new KTM 450s or 252 stroke.
So Play With Fire is doing exactly that. He's playing with fire right now because I know Garrett Stillmock, who's in second, Underground Moto, sitting 741. And now let's just kind of 438 to 460. Okay, that's a points gap between first and second. And that is also the difference in
500 people, 400 people.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So
It's
20 points
so
away.
Tight. It is like between, if you're in the, I would say if you're in the top 1,000 with the Arm Fantasy SX, like you have a really, really good chance of winning.
Yeah, especially round 10 here now, right?
Exactly.
Like, keep the wheels on.
We're on the back nine.
Yeah.
So yeah, Underground Moto in second place. Ty Bibby, local guy. Testa,
yeah, local
Motorsports.
dealership. He runs that joint over there, and dude, solid,
Ripping.
awesome guy.
Yep.
They just picked up a sprocket from us yesterday. Thank you.
Ned 58. He's been a common name all year.
Yeah.
Fourth place.
Everyone's super close.
1900 in all Rocky Mountain, but 419 compared to, like I'm saying, Play With Fire.
Yeah, one away right there. Look at that.
It's crazy.
Wow.
And then a newcomer to the top 5 is Two Dogs. Number 2,385 in all Rocky, but again, 414 points.
Yeah, 5 points away from being in the top.
That's crazy. It's
1,000.
so tight. It's so tight, guys. So, but we got to give a round of applause to B. Shoop 213. He was last week's winner, man.
So how many points did he score?
85.
Jeez Louise, he picked Coop. He had to pick Coop.
Let's
take a look at these picks because that guy just landed himself a full elite kit. That's
let's go to
chain, front, and rear sprocket.
B. Shoop picked Coop. He picked Chase.
Solid.
Kenny.
Okay.
So
that's where he messed up right there.
But that's where we all were.
Yeah.
Justin Cooper and Aaron Plessinger. So he nailed Aaron Plessinger, and he got the McElrath. 82 points. I said 85. 82 points, but still ripped it.
Dude,
Good
that's
job.
solid. Awesome. That just scored you a
Elite kit, man.
elite kit for your bike. So give us a holler. Give us a call on our website. The number's on there, 775-267-6361.
And if your name isn't B. Shoop, if it's Martin
Snooper,
you ain't getting it.
you ain't getting it.
Your name has B. Shoop.
It's got to be B. Shooper. Explain to us why your nickname or that name is that. So
Which we've had that early on in the season.
yeah,
Some
like,
guy had to
hey,
explain.
I ended up getting that free thing. Oh, is your name XYZ?
No, it's ZYX.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna crack down on that. But congratulations, to B. Shoop. And now, like we said, we're locked in. We got is it 7 more rounds now?
We're on the back 9. So I think we're 8.
17 rounds, right? So if we're on 10, we have 7 left, and we are in Alabama.
Yeah, dude.
This
So
week.
Alabama, let's talk about Alabama for a second. It's going to be warm. It's going to be beautiful. There's no rain. It's
Alabama's covered, right?
7 rounds.
Stadium. 7 rounds left?
7 rounds left. But I mean, then we go to Pala, round 18.
Yep. Yeah.
Round 19, Rancho Cordova. Yeah, so we got a lot of racing left, but as far as the Supercrosses, baby.
Come on.
So yeah, guys, I do want to cover this. Ken Roczen was sick last weekend, or not last weekend, but the weekend before that. And I'm going to say right now that he, of all people, to benefit from having a weekend off, was Ken Roczen.
Mm-hmm.
There is a beautiful sand section. I'll put up a photo right now for you guys on the screen of the track. There is a beautiful sand section that goes over the top. So it's a tabletop over the track, and hits a huge
berm,
like 270 sand berm.
Yep.
And I know that's where Kenny just holds it pinned.
What happened in the last sand section, though, if we're being honest?
He was ripping.
He ripped in between those two guys. Remember that?
Yeah, he was ripping.
He ripped real hard. And that's honestly, he's made 2 big mistakes.
Yeah.
One having the bottle flu.
Yep.
And
can't get away from that.
He can't get away from that. And then trying to split the 2 lappers in the sand. And we'd be talking about him like a serious
I make sure
contender.
that happens, though. I'm a Kenny fan.
Yeah, you're a Kenny fan, but is he out? Is he 25 points or 29 points?
Let's go to the point standings while you're talking to the guys.
Yeah, because I think at the end of the day, we had talked last time like, hey, if everyone stays healthy, do you think Roczen wins another round?
It's possible. It's possible. Let's definitely.
He's definitely proven,
standings.
but the problem is he's got these 2 blemishes, similar to Chase, right? So 26. Yeah, so he's a full race out and one.
Still possible.
It's possible. Sexton's only 15, but we'll get into this. I did not see what I needed to see from him.
Cooper's definitely widening that gap, though, which is what he needs.
Cooper's he's in everyone's head.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and that's exactly. I mean, for the guy right now, I think everyone over in his camp is just telling him, Coop, just keep doing what Coop does and just ride solid motos.
Dude, it's
stay out of the garbage.
I thought for sure, Sexton having a good start, Webb having obviously a great start 2 weeks ago, that we were going to see some fireworks, and Sexton, like, dude, you pushed when you didn't need to push, and then when you need to push, you didn't push. So exactly. I'm a little concerned about where Sexton's headspace is right now.
Yeah, me too. And I think a lot of people are, especially the fans, right? The fans right now are definitely thinking the same thing, where they're like, you know what? Do I keep putting Chase on the top of my picks because he's just so inconsistent? Like,
And I flip-flopped it. I honestly did, and that's what kind of messed me up on these last picks. And Indy, because I thought, man, if this is the night, I feel like Sexton can do it. And from what I saw, I can't put him in that top spot.
I just don't feel good about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's either Webb or Roczen at this point until Sexton gets his head on straight. And maybe this break, like you said, right? You said Ken Roczen, this is a big step for him because he's maybe healthy, hopefully. But Sexton, dude, come on.
So we sponsored the Track Talkers podcast, guys. If you weren't aware of that, you definitely need to check out Track Talkers. They have a wonderful podcast, Adam and Tyler Antignap. So Tyler, he's kind of the co-host of this, but Adam, he goes to every single race, boots on the ground. He's kind of our reporter, so to speak, for every round. And I was on the show last weekend, so it aired Monday. And one thing that the boys dialed in at was, who benefited the most from this break, and what do you think Chase Sexton was doing on this time off? Was he in his zen room just totally like getting mental about it and meditating?
It does seem like that's kind of his MO.
Or was he just grinding? testing, trying to figure out what this demon is in the suspension. What was he doing?
I think it's all mental, honestly, because, it was – what was the round where he ate it? When he was in second, he had the overall.
All of them?
It was the Triple Crown. It was the round right before Indy.
Birmingham is
So I would say personally, right, his whole excuse after that was like, well, I wanted to win, right? Like it wasn't like a thing of I don't care about the overall. I just wanted to win. And I would understand that. And I was like, okay, that's, sure. Kind of irresponsible because you had the championship to think about, but okay, sure, if that's how you want to play it. Then Indy comes around, he's in second the whole race.
The whole entire
did not
race.
push Webb at all. And I'm thinking, is it really like you really just want to win? Because I didn't see that fire from you on this last round. I think he's more mental. I think he's obviously in shape. The dude looks like a linebacker on a motorcycle, so he's
huge.
Yeah, he's huge, and I think it's all between the ears right now, man. And what's funny is if there's anyone on that track to not, to be in someone's head, it's Webb.
Right.
And for him to be winning the championship and basically for him to be the only person in Chase Sexton's way, I think that bodes really well with Webb because Sexton's not there.
No.
He's not Tomac and he's not Jet.
God, what does he need? I mean, so this is your guys' comment assessment competition this week, and I need you guys to dig deep down in the comments down below, and I need you guys to tell us, what is it? What is it? So, I mean, ever since, we'll just say Chase has been on a steel chassis. Mm-hmm. Ever since he was on Honda for a long time.
Yeah, and he got the favor of a championship.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
With Tomac blowing his Achilles.
Yep.
And he was the number one plate, and then he switched to KTM.
Yep.
But we've always known Chase to be this guy, right? Tuck the front end, even on the Hondas, he had the same issue. I think it's just between the ears, man. The guy is super fast. He's obviously in shape.
You're saying it's just in his head?
In his head. That's it.
So you don't think so? One thing
I don't think it's
again that we're talking about on the Track Talkers is Chase's bike. If you watch how his bike rides on the track compared to Cooper's, or we'll just say anyone else, Chase's bike looks the most awkward. It is the most high up in the stroke. That suspension does not budge. Chase rides very much kind of like we're comparing it to a very old kind of Ken Roczen setup where it's very stiff in the back and very soft in the front.
I'd say it's similar to how Jet was riding the first few rounds before he blew out his knee.
Yeah, I mean,
uncomfortable.
It just is, and we're kind of trying to point out the point too that like if any normal dirt biker, you or I, tried to ride Chase's bike around our local motocross track, it would be unrideable.
Yeah.
I mean, like we would come in after one lap and be like, "Take this pile of crap from me."
It's got a tall seat, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's just it's such a rough setup. It's very stiff, but you watch everyone else's bike and they're just so much more compliant. I mean, one example, it was Jason Anderson. His bike moves a lot. If you watch Jason Anderson's bike on the track, it moves a lot. So Barsha's very stiff also. Cooper Webb's is kind of in that middle where you do see a lot of movement on Coops, but it's not as profound maybe as Anderson. Definitely not as profound as Mookie, but it moves for sure.
Yeah, I just if it were
so
if he had a different
we're
track
alluding
record.
to setup is what we're alluding to.
If Sexton had a different track record, right,
Sure.
and he was solid, and we never seen these mistakes until he got to that KTM, I'd say, I think it's more his bike.
Yeah,
we've seen this. This has kind of been his
that's a good point.
Tail of the tape. So that's what I'm leaning towards.
Plus, I mean, he has the best engineers and bike builders and everything in the industry.
Yeah, KTM has obviously been on top of the step. Yamaha, I think everyone's chasing them right now, both 250 and 450.
So let's talk Birmingham real quick, guys. One thing that I actually misled Zach about earlier, and we'll get into that right now, is this is a Triple Crown.
It is a Triple Crown.
This is a Triple Crown.
Whoa.
So
okay.
Changes things.
That really does. Really does.
So I don't know if that changes your picks.
It does.
It definitely changes mine because so let me get into that for a second, guys. Welcome to this segment called Our Picks. Got to get into this.
Doing a quick little change here.
Yeah, it's fine. Hey, you know what? In our picks, we let everyone know all the time that our picks are totally subject to change. So when we watch qualifying, if someone goes down and they're out for the night, we pull them out of our top 5 or wherever we have them. So it's these picks are subject to change. But as far as power settings, this is kind of where we're seeing it come down. So obviously I have Cooper Webb at the top, and I know you do too, and I don't even have to look at your paper. I think it's kind of dumb at this point. Even with 3 races, Coop has the best chance of getting the best result out of 3.
And what I thought I was going to see from Coop was little like, hey, let me play some games here, and I don't necessarily care if I get second or third. I think this guy's just going to – I think he's going for what he knows is that he can win every single round now.
It's true.
So I think that's solid. Me and you are both with Webb up top.
I got Kenny in second. Who you got?
I got Kenny in second as well.
Yeah. This
that's
might be
the
a very
switch.
similar. Yeah,
that's the switch. With the Triple Crown, I had Sexton there,
Yep.
and then I just flip-flop because Kenny's more consistent on the starts.
Yes, for sure, and in laps.
Yeah.
So I got Chase. I got Chase in third though. Who you got?
I have Chase in third as
Okay.
well. So
Yeah,
we're identical. Now I will say this on Roxon's part though. If we hear something in qualify saying like, hey, oh, the bottle flu's coming up still, and he hasn't quite, because he's dealt with like Epstein, Epstein Island. Just kidding. Epstein Bar, so he's had issues like that. And if it's still, they're saying it's a little dicey, I may end up changing that, obviously. But
Who you got for fourth, man?
Coop. Justin Cooper.
Hey, I mean, we're I think
we've
been spending a lot of time together with these picks. I got Jason Anderson fifth.
Okay, that's the only switch up I'm going to do. I'm going to put our boy Mookie up there.
Okay, and I feel like that's actually a really good pick, but I'm thinking consistency over the 3 motos. So
yeah, and Anderson's probably the better play, but I'm hoping for a little switch up and having Malcolm there.
Yep, and then I got Colt Nichols as my 14.
You got Colt. You got Colt. That's our other switch up too. I have Chiz.
Okay, well, so, I mean, there you go, guys. You can see.
And that's 14th.
So 14th is the wild card. So those are our picks, guys. We'd love to hear yours, so make sure and drop them down below. And, God, man, I love the Triple Crowns. I really do. I am a fan of the Triple Crown layouts.
I love Triple Crown. Yeah, it's 3 chances. I know the racers don't like it, and it's been kind of bad luck.
Mechanics don't like it.
And mechanics hate it.
Yeah.
It's been bad luck for some riders this year. It's 3 great gate drops, 3 things that can – derail your night, but they're sure as heck fun to watch because there's not that like gap of between heats and LCQs and all that stuff. It's no rest. It's back-to-back racing. 250s. We're back to the East Coast.
Yep. That's a good thing. I mean, can we talk about those guys for a second? Because I'm seriously, I'm becoming more of a fan, and I wish we had Wheezy on this week.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan of 250s, dude. Those guys, I feel like they throw it down way harder than 450s.
Well, it's good to see there's a lot of young talent coming up right now because I feel like there were some years of some lulls that we've now seen in the 450 class, right? We haven't seen, other than Jet and Justin Cooper, for the most part, the 250 guys break into that top 5.
It's true.
Like we have been used to in years past where it seemed like that 250 champion was bound to be in that top 5. And, dude, Davies, he had some misfortunes on this last race, but I was a little more curious on Deegan. He rode it smart, which is growing on him.
Right.
Hammaker, though, a dude that's been around for a little bit and just never has tied it all together with health and everything, and dude goes out and wins the shootout. That's saying something because that's got Deegan on the track, that's got Vial on the track, that's got Hampshire on the track. Yep. There's a lot of champions in there. So
can I say this real quick? We got Cooper Webb. Looks like the favorite to win. Even Next Bets has him at plus 118
for the championship.
For the championship futures.
Okay.
We got Nate Thrasher just kind of like holding up the back end right now, but he's only 26 points. So this is the equivalent, right, of Roxon. So the East standings are so tight. They're tighter than anyone else, than any other race right now.
Yeah, you got RJ, you got Hammaker, and Anstie all within firing distance of Vial. And I don't think Vial's in the captain's seat right now, but I wouldn't be too comfortable if I was
That's
Vial.
all I was getting at is like right now, like Cooper Webb, where he has a really good look at this championship right now. I mean, nothing's set in stone, but he's got a good look at it.
Yeah, you're talking like just the leaders.
No one in East Coast right now has a good look at it.
No.
Nobody is saying like, hey,
no,
all you got to do is finish or whatever. No, these guys got to race their hearts out. And I got to tell you, man.
What's the West Coast looking?
Yamaha's got to be just completely stoked right now. Yamaha's got a top guy in each one. So, obviously Webb. And then, we got Hayden Deegan on West. We have Anstey on East. And, I mean, dude, Yamaha's
Davies. Dude, Yamaha is absolutely – how many riders do they have on that darn team? Star Racing is taking over.
Cody Schock's on Muck-Off, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, Cole Davies for sure, Hayden Deegan.
Let's talk about the West Coast real quick.
Anstey.
Deegan's 6 points ahead of Beaumare, which is kind of interesting, man. I feel like Beaumare's been really –
he fell off.
Messing up. Yeah. And for him to only be six points back on –
that's not bad.
And really, Deegan, he's not wowing me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that could change. Beaumare has had speed, but I don't think he's got the consistency.
Well, Hayden's shown that he does have flaws.
Yeah, and I think for the most part coming into this season, we all thought Deegan was just going to be jet, right? Like, just blow everyone out.
Yep. In their R8s.
Yeah, and his R8s with his condo on his wrist or whatever he says, like, I don't know, man. Maybe the shine's coming off a little bit. I think they will definitely want him to hold back and do another year in 250.
Yeah, I mean, he can. He doesn't need to move up. So because he doesn't need to move up. So if you had to put together a top 5 for the 250, just wing it off to me. Who do you think's going to be your East Coast 250 finishing?
Are we just picking champion?
Just picking.
I'd have to say it's either RJ or Hammaker right now. I don't think Anstey and Vial. They're great names, but I think it's going to be a little switch up towards the end here.
I like the Hammaker, but I'm gonna see you with Anstey. I think Anstey, because last year, remember, his engine blew up, and that literally was like he needed that race.
He's solid.
He's so good.
He's solid. He's the oldest guy in the field.
32-year-old. Yeah, and he absolutely rips.
Is he really 32? I wonder
guy.
How old. Oh, he's born 2 years later than I am. 93.
It says 31 on here, but either way, still, dude I know for sure, man. This guy, he's got the talent. He's got
about to have a birthday.
The consistency. Yeah. So I'm gonna say Anstey, between Anstey and I would love to see.
How about West?
Dude, I'm not a fanboy, but I'm gonna say I definitely think Deegan can do it. I would like to see Beaumare do it instead, just because I feel like Beaumare has a little better attitude about it.
Yeah. I don't know. They're both solid. I just don't think this is kind of Julian's first year of being on the top, being in front of the cameras.
It's true.
I think Deegan will kind of just sail this one away. Even if it takes a second and a third, it seems like Deegan's not going to go balls out and ruin his championship.
Definitely not.
I think he's just going to – and that's what we've seen from Hayden in the past, right? Like, just win at all costs, make it look crazy, take people out. I think that's kind of over right now. I think someone in his camp just said, dude, you got these guys. Just ride solid. Leave that for the 450 class in a couple years.
Definitely let us know your 250 picks down below too, guys. We just like to hear it. The bench racing is a big thing about what we do here. We like to hear from you guys, and we also comment on you guys too down your YouTubes down and comment. Congratulations again to B-Shoop 213. We are going to wrap it up here, guys. Happy freaking Friday.
Happy freaking Friday. Now, can I say one other topic?
Yes.
This is going to be a quick one.
Oh my
Hopefully,
God.
Maybe. If Cooper Webb gets this championship, and I've seen this talked about a couple other shows, but I had my opinion on it too. If Cooper Webb gets his championship, he now surpasses Reed, Stewart. I think he ties Villapoto for 3 championships. In your mind, if they do get it done, Rocky Mountain's calling us.
Oh,
Rocky Mountain ATV.
Better take that.
Yeah, I'll call him back. Thanks to you guys for putting this on. Yeah. But if he gets his championship, in your eyes, is he better than Stewart? Is he better than Chad?
No. Chad, yes. Stewart, no. Stewart left a legacy of so much more than, I don't know, like for me anyways, JS7 was such a, watching him race from his racecraft to his line choice and his, that term, whether it's stewable.
Yeah, exactly.
Just he changed the way
there's
that
not a, is it
raced.
Cooperable?
Yeah.
Or a Webbable.
And it's like, Cooper's a fantastic rider. Reminds me a lot of Ryan Dungey.
Just did everything in one.
Yeah.
But
to me,
to the eye.
Yeah. I mean, he'll stick out more than Reed to me for sure. One of the greats.
So Stewart's got 53 wins. Webb, I think, has like 26 or 27, 24, somewhere in that range. Mm-hmm. Do you think Stewart would go back and say, all right, I'll take off 20 wins and give me another championship? Right?
Yeah.
You think he would?
Yeah. I like to think so anyway.
The way I think about Stewart, though, and the way I like to watch people ride, is it was either checkers or wreckers for that dude.
Oh, 100%.
He was either going to be the fastest guy on that track.
9 times out of 10 it was checkers, but when his wreckers were wreckers,
they were
dear
wreckers.
Lord.
But, dude, he in a era where there wasn't IG for the most part, right? Like,
Sure.
It was just coming out for the most part. Like, things weren't going viral. If that dude was on this year's, like say if he was Stewart in 25,
yep.
that dude would be the biggest name ever because every clip that dude used to post
was viral.
Yeah. How did he do that?
His pass on.
How did he jump
pass
that?
on Alessi outdoor? I think it was back in Georgia. I can't remember the track, but it was.
Yeah.
It might have been the one in Maryland, but either way, it's like the pass on Alessi was. Everyone remembers that. Everyone remembers his Daytona. Everything that guy did.
Yeah, the sky jump.
Yeah.
The sky jump. The obviously the scrubs.
Yes.
The Suzuki. There's their video I just saw on Instagram scrolling through the other day of him at Comp Edge, of him like step on, step off, but he like offs a triple, and now it's just like, okay, that's only you can do that.
Crazy talent.
So that's what I mean. When at the end of the day,
what's a standout?
If Sexton gets his championship, and now he's kind of a little bit ahead, obviously, of Stewart and Reed.
Yeah.
Reed and Stewart just kind of left a little bit different legacy. Not to knock Webb at all. That dude is, like he said, he's good at one thing, and that's racing dirt bikes, and he really is. He's just, it's all here with him. He may not be the biggest dude. He obviously isn't. But dude, he knows how to win races. He knows how to get in people's heads. So congrats to you, Webb. But I just wanted to bring that up. It was kind of interesting.
Also, let us know what you guys feel on that one, too.
Yeah.
And we will see you next friggin' Friday.
Done deal.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
Go Bama.